Ah, Las Vegas, the Sin City, an oasis of entertainment nestled in the Mojave Desert. What a great place to live. Well, think again. Actually, here's 10 reasons why you shouldn't move to Vegas. Number 1, Las Vegas is hot. No, we're not talking about some balmy 77 degrees kind of hot, but rather a skin blistering hot. We're talking the AC is going to have a nuclear style meltdown because you're overusing it kind of hot. With average July heats clocking in somewhere around 107 degrees, and to make matters worse, the city getting an average rainfall of only 4.17 inches annually, you'll find out that once you get to Las Vegas, you're not only going to need a truckload of sunscreen, but also at least 2 decent humidifiers. Hello, flaky skin and chapped lips. Pray your office has good air conditioning, because that's even if you can find work. Number 2, it's hard to find a job. With a whopping 12% unemployment rate, work is pretty scarce. Furthermore, according to the ACCRA Cost of Living Index, the city of Las Vegas has an average cost of living that is 102% above the national average. But hey, what did you seriously expect living in a desert that sells bottled waters for $8 a pop? Though the city does have a growing tech industry with an increase in wages over the past 5 years, it still won't be surpassing tech behemoths such as Seattle or Austin anytime soon. Unless you basically have a career in gambling or adult entertainment, you'll probably have a hard time finding work. So if you want to move to Vegas, you better either learn to shovel carts quickly or get yourself a sequin thong. Number 3, you're not getting anywhere without a car. If you do somehow inexplicably moving to this city in the sand, you had better think about having enough money to fit a vehicle into your budget. Buckle up and enjoy crawling at a dead snail's pace along Trop Avenue in tourist traffic. This is because, well, literally nothing in the City of Sin is ever a quick hop, skip, or a jump from literally anywhere you're trying to go. And even if you did think about walking, you might as well bring a bucket because you're practically gonna melt while walking in the blazing heat of that Las Vegas sun wave. While you're in traffic, you also might want to consider getting some insurance because, you know, that car we just suggested you buy? Well, it's probably gonna get stolen at some point or another because, number 4, Las Vegas has infamously high crime rates. If you do move to Las Vegas, your chances of being a victim of either violent or property crime are 1 in 30. But if you get off with just property theft, then you're pretty lucky. Because according to the Metropolitan Police, in 2021 alone, murder rates in the city have increased by 110%. Number 5, Las Vegas has one of the worst light pollution levels of any American city. Light pollution has been linked to a slew of detrimental effects on both our bodies and the environment, from messing up animals' migratory patterns to ruining our sleep and mental health. And no matter how far into the suburbs you move, you really just can't escape that neon glow. The sources say that you can even see the lights from the Strip from 250 miles away in the darkest places of the Nevada desert. It looks like the only stars that you're going to be seeing are the celebrity impersonators doing cheap weddings. Number 6, the wedding parties. Speaking of cheap weddings, the state of Nevada was originally put on the map and not for its quick weddings, but rather quick divorces. In 1931, there were 2 things that ended up happening: the legalization of gambling and the lowering of the divorce residency to a scandalous 6 weeks. Reno, which is Las Vegas's neighboring city, really took off. Couples from across the country would journey to Reno and stay in hotels, casinos, brothels, and, well, literally anywhere else offering cheap accommodation for those 6 weeks where they needed to reside in the state. Today, Vegas has flown past Reno in the quickie divorce central, and, along with the way, has also become wedding central, and consequently, bachelor party central. Sure, the movie The Hangover is great, but you know what's not great? The 10 dudes at the airport that think they're in the movie The Hangover. Seriously, take off the aviators and stop shouting, Chad. Some of us made the mistake of moving here. Number 9, the airport. Also, while you're sitting there trying to bury your face in the magazine rack at the airport ignoring Chad, something that should be of note is that the McCarran International Airport serves Las Vegas City and its neighboring Clark County. The McCarran Airport is the nation's 9th busiest airport, with over 52 million passengers annually. And yes, you can guess how many of those 52 million passengers are actually stray partygoers, casino goers, and just general tourists. Just got off a 10-hour flight back from visiting your parents? Well, have fun waiting in long lines with screaming babies dressed as Elvis and hordes of frat bros celebrating their buddy's 21st birthday. So, maybe you're not really bothered by the Elvis costume-wearing babies. Maybe you yourself have a baby, or maybe a teen, or whatever the other size gremlins come in. But anyways, you might want to consider homeschooling because, number 8, Las Vegas has one of the worst school systems in the country. Nearly 7.6% of students actually don't go on to complete the 9th grade. Schools are notoriously crowded, and many say that it's due to the city's sprawling suburban area without schools to match. In fact, recent numbers even show that more than 100 district schools have for years revealed failing grades from the state. But hey, you moved your children to a place whose tagline is the City of Sin, so maybe this one's to blame for you. Number 9, the Creepy Billboards. Plastered along every single major road and highway is an endless stream of crass billboards for hot babes to your door, alien-themed brothels, and most recently, COVID-friendly, whatever that means, nude hand sanitizer wrestling. Good God, what is happening to this country? While at first these billboards and bus adverts might have been a good laugh, after a while it just gets annoying. And if the scandalous billboards don't get you, Gordon will. Yep, you heard me. Gordon Ramsay has billboards advertising his 5, count 'em 5, Vegas restaurants everywhere. His eyes will constantly be following you, telling you, "You're making a stupid sandwich! Who the hell needs 5 restaurants in one city anyway? Jesus!" Lastly, number 10, the mole people. While residents of the City of Sin hustle and bustle above, literally thousands of people who actually self-identify as mole people carry out their lives below in the city's unused storm drains. These are people who grew up in or moved to Las Vegas, but for one reason or another, their American dreams turned to the American nightmare, and the only home that they can end up finding in Vegas was its literal underbelly. This says a ton about the city's neglect of the homeless, and the situation sounds uncannily like an American movie remake of The Parasite. As you can see, Las Vegas is an absolute no-go, and you might think San Francisco's a worthy alternative, but look, click this video for 10 reasons why you definitely don't need to move there as well.